POCO is one of the smartphone brands known for its high engine performance. Even so, the price of POCO smartphones is very affordable because you can find from 1 million. On that basis, POCO is a brand that is very attractive to the public, especially students who have a limited budget or mending. However, you need more funds if you are interested in buying a POCO phone that offers 512GB ROM. This is because POCO phones with high specifications, such as 512GB ROM, can only be found in the upper class. Fortunately, you can find all these products in the marketplace. Curious, what are they? See the full details in the following video. The POCO X6 is the cheapest smartphone on this list. Having a price tag of $3.5 million for the 12GB RAM and 512GB ROM memory variant, this phone doubles the chipset from Qualcomm Snapdragon 7S Gen 2 4nm fabrication and successfully achieved an Antutu benchmark version 10 score of 600,000. These specifications make this smartphone really reliable to play heavy games like PUBG Mobile or Genshin Impact very smoothly. The POCO X6 camera supports OIS, uses an underscreen fingerprint sensor, supports dual speakers, and has IP54 certification. Screen 6.67-inch, AMOLED, 68B colors, 120Hz refresh rate, Dolby Vision. Chipset: Qualcomm Snapdragon 7S Gen 2 4nm fabrication. Rear camera 64 megapixel wide, 8 megapixel ultra wide, and 2 megapixel macro. Front camera 16 megapixels. Battery 5100 mAh, 67 watt fast charging. Moving up to the Pro series, there is the POCO X6 Pro. Compared to the regular series, the POCO X6 Pro has an improvement in the more powerful engine sector, thanks to the MediaTek Dimensity 8300 Ultra chipset, 4nm fabrication, and uses UFS 4.0 memory type. In the Antutu benchmark test, the POCO X6 Pro achieved a score of 1.4 million. For other specifications, the POCO X6 Pro actually gets a reduction in battery capacity to 5,000 mAh and does not support an audio jack. For the rest, the specifications of the POCO X6 and POCO X6 Pro have similar specifications. In the marketplace, the POCO X6 Pro variant of 12GB RAM memory and 512GB ROM is sold from 4.2 million. The POCO F6 is the most advanced flagship series you can find in 2024. Powered by the Snapdragon 8S Gen 3 chipset, 4nm fabrication, 12GB of RAM, and has a ROM capacity of 512GB, the POCO F6 successfully recorded an Antutu benchmark score of 1.5 million. In addition to excelling in the engine sector, the phone's advantages also lie in its waterproof or IP64 body, OIS-enabled camera, support for stereo speakers, and an underscreen fingerprint sensor. The POCO F6 screen is also protected by Corning Gorilla Glass Victus, making it very sturdy and not easily cracked. If interested, the POCO F6 is sold from 5.2 million. Screen 6.67 inches, AMOLED, 68B colors, HDR10+, 120Hz refresh rate, Dolby Vision. Chipset: Qualcomm Snapdragon 8S Gen 3, 4nm fabrication. Rear camera 50 megapixels wide, 8 megapixels ultra wide. Front camera 20 megapixels. Battery 5000 mAh, 90 watt fast charging. The POCO F6 Pro is a higher series than the POCO F6, which provides improvements in the engine, camera, and battery sectors. For other specifications, the POCO F6 Pro is not waterproof and still uses Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection. Although not officially released in Indonesia, the POCO F6 Pro variant of 12GB RAM memory and 512GB ROM can be found in the marketplace at a price of $10.2 million. Screen: 6.67 inches, AMOLED, 68B colors, HDR, 10+, 120Hz refresh rate, Dolby Vision. Chipset: Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, 4nm fabrication. Rear camera: 50MP wide, 8MP ultra-wide, 2MP macro. Front camera: 16MP. Battery: 5000 mAh, 120-watt fast charging.
Through the floor, a beat that
Finally, you can buy the POCO F5 Pro. This phone, which was released in May 2023, is powered by Qualcomm's flagship series chipset, Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, 4nm fabrication, has 12GB of RAM and 512GB of ROM. Other advantages in the POCO F5 Pro include support for OIS, support for stereo speakers, support for fingerprints under the screen, and many others. The POCO F5 Pro successfully obtained an AnTuTu benchmark score of 1.3 million and is very comfortable to use for gaming. If you are interested, you can take the POCO F5 Pro home by redeeming it at a starting point of 10.5 million. Screen: 6.67 inches, AMOLED, 68B colors, HDR 10+, 120Hz refresh rate, Dolby Vision. Chipset: Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, 4nm fabrication. Rear camera: 64MP wide, 8MP ultra-wide, 2MP macro. Front camera: 16MP. Battery: 5160 mAh, 67-watt fast charging.
steps start in a gentle rhythm, they play, letting my heart